So to help students get ready for quiz number 1, I thought I'd try making my very first video by going through how to do the questions in Lab 1, and specifically question number 15. So excuse all my ums and ahs. I've never done this before, but I'll just show you how I would work through question 15, and hopefully it'll help a couple of you guys. So when I take a read of it, it says, for the following maps, how far would 4 centimeters represent? And then they give examples of different scale maps. When I take a look at this and I think, how am I going to approach it? I have to remember that one of the main exercises we were given is how to translate map distances to real world distances. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to write my scale equation, which I refer to as the SMOG equation because it is scale equals map distance over, we can think of it as over ground. So S equals M over G. Let's take a look at what we have been given. We know that scale equals 1 over 100,000. That is given to us in that question, 100,000. And we know that the map distance that we have to figure out is 4 centimeters. And really what the question is asking us, when they say how far would 4 centimeters represent, it's asking us what is the ground distance. So we don't know what that is. If I plug this all into my SMOG SMOG, scale equals map over ground, I get the following. So scale is 1 over 100,000. 100,000. This pen is not easy to use. Equals 4, and always remember to include units. Half the marks for all questions are units, and we have to figure out what G equals. Now I need to use my rules of cross multiplication, and with cross multiplication basically says that I can only move, I have to figure out what G equals. I can only move things along these arrows. So I am going to move that G up here beside the 1. I'm going to move the 100,000 beside the 4 centimeters, and when they're written beside each other, it means that they are multiplied. So I know that 1 times G equals 4 centimeters times 100,000. My zeros are all messed up. So 1 times G is just G, and 4 centimeters times 100,000 would be 400,000. Let's keep on going. Centimeters. Now, so the answer is that 4 centimeters represents 400,000 centimeters on a 1 to 100,000 scale map. But you can't answer 400,000 centimeters because it's pretty useless. Somebody can't really visualize how far 400,000 centimeters is. So we're going to have to convert that to kilometers. So to convert that to kilometers, I need to multiply it by a fraction that will basically eliminate the centimeters, cancel centimeters out, and turn it to kilometers. And this is where you have to have all those equivalencies memorized. So how many centimeters are in a kilometer? And so I want to get rid of centimeters, so I'm going to put it divided by centimeters, and that will get rid of it. And then I am going to want to change it to kilometers, and I know I want to turn it into kilometers because I have hundreds of thousands of centimeters, so that'll be useful. And what do I know? I know that in 1 kilometer, so I put the 1 beside the kilometers, there's 100,000 centimeters. Now, I need to multiply 400,000 centimeters times 1 and then divide it by 100,000. And what's going to happen is these centimeters are going to cross off, and I'm going to be left with just kilometers. So 400,000 times 1 is 400,000 divided by 100,000. And 400,000 divided by 100,000 is just 4. And then I keep the kilometers, and that is my final answer. Messy pen work, but I'm just learning how to use this. So I can put 4 kilometers up here. I would suggest you stopping the video now. See if you can do the following question. I am going to attempt it though, so turn off the video and now before you see how I'm going to do it. But it's the same approach. I know that S equals M over G, my map distance. S is always written as a fraction. You cannot write scale without it being in the form of a fraction. Map distance is still, we look up here, still 4 centimeters, and G is what we're trying to figure out. So plug all those numbers in. S is 1 over 1 million. M is 4 centimeters, so I put that up there. And G is what I'm trying to figure out. I'm going to do my multiplication and move these numbers to get rid of the fractions. So 1 times G is equals to G, and 4 centimeters times 1 million is 4 million centimeters. That is far too big for anybody to imagine, so I want to change it to kilometers and get rid of the centimeters. So get rid of those centimeters, turn it to kilometers. I know it's kilometers that I want because there's so many centimeters, and that's still 100,000 centimeters. So I have to plug into my calculator 4 million times 1, or just 4 million times 1 divided by 100,000. And I'm going to do it because I don't have a calculator with me here by canceling out zeros. I cancel out 5 zeros, and that leaves me with 40 kilometers. So my answer is going to be 40 kilometers. There. Hopefully this was useful. Maybe I'll do it again if I get some positive feedback. I have to just figure out how to stop the video.